Todd has a question about his first session. He saw a wave impacting the atmosphere of the earth and removing the darkness. Can you define what this wave is?
One moment. He's seeing it in his head again the way he saw it. Thinking about that for a minute. That wave is the end of negative polarity throughout the galaxy. That's an overwhelming positive polarity force coming directly from God's source. It is going to cleanse this galactic construct of negative polarity. It's not just the Earth. It's going to impact the entire galactic construct. This information has been withheld. There's talk of Todd is asking questions about toplet bombs and scalar weapons and all these negative, destructive forces. Again, this is a light worker bringing light to the planet. We're not going to talk about the specifics of their information. However, the God source, and Todd knows he has felt the God source energy directly. God source energy is overwhelming. Nothing stops God source energy. Nothing can exist in the God source energy as it deems itself the cleanser. That's not an appropriate term. God source energy is positive polarity, period. Negative polarity was created in this construct to create the striving for ascension, as has been previously stated in sessions that Todd has had earlier. Therefore, an overwhelming surge of God source energy directed at this galactic consciousness. And understand that all galactic consciousnesses maintain a connection to the God source, or they would not maintain their creator abilities, and they would not maintain the energy to create and do as they do. You can think of it as an umbilical cord to a baby in the womb. This is the galactic consciousness's connection to God's source to maintain its abilities and its energies. God's source merely has to pulse positive polarity through this umbilical into the appropriate galactic consciousness, which would be this Earth construct consciousness, and overwhelmingly eradicate the negative polarity. There are side effects to this happening. And I don't want to call it a war. The experiment and the interactions between the other consciousnesses to eradicate negative polarity are being allowed for the experience, as has been previously stated. Again, we're covering information more than once now, and we don't like to do that because others look at the information and say, you're just saying the same thing over and over again. However, this wave would come and remove the negative polarity once and for all. It would just vaporize it. It would go away. It would take it, and whatever was there that was not supposed to be there would just be realigned and pulled back through the umbilical, back to God's source, to be recreated again. Is a new energy that does not have the experiences of negative polarity and does not have negative intentions that it should not have. And it's that simple. It hasn't occurred because the experience of this experiment, and not conflict, not war. It's an experiment, and it's experience. The experience of overcoming negative polarity is a very valuable lesson that needs to be maintained, that needs to be experienced by all positive polarity entities associated with what's going on. Why remove the experience, the ability to have the experience, by God Source, by just eradicating the negative polarity? Why do that when the experience is so valuable? And the striving for positive polarity to overcome the negative polarity is such a good lesson, such a good experience for all the galactic consciousnesses to have within themselves. And everybody's just about got that now. So at a point where either the negative polarity is completely eradicated by the experiment and the experience of all the other consciousnesses on the planet and everywhere else in this galactic construct, or enough experience has been made that God Source deems it, then this wave is going to happen, and just get rid of everything else that's left and just clean all up the debris, make it all go away, and then everyone's going to wake up one day and no one's going to have any negative polarity within them. It's not going to exist on the planet anymore. It's not going to exist in the galactic construct anymore. It's just going to be gone. And the planets that exist in this galactic construct that are completely negative just won't have anybody on them anymore. It's that simple. I mean, how many times have the Earth been rolled up and realigned? More than once. More than twice. It's just that simple. So that's the wave.
Why is it good for these galactic consciousnesses to experience negative polarity? Why is that such a good thing?
It's a new experience. It's an interesting experience. It's a very interesting experiment. Understand, God Source doesn't judge. It's good. It's not good. It's not bad. It's an experience and it's an experiment. While God Source doesn't really approve of the destruction to pieces of itself that are happening by the negative polarity, it's still an interesting experiment. And again, understand it's not destruction. Energy is not destroyed. There's no real death. It's what it is it's the ending of an existence against the will of the consciousness inhabiting the body, or the whatever it is that it's inhabiting. And in that, it's a destruction. So we need to clear that up. It's not a destruction of the consciousness. That doesn't occur. The experience is important. It's a new experience. It should exist. And while the entities that are involved in this positive and negative experiment find it uncomfortable, it has been required to gain the experience of it. And why end it? Why end it? Let it go. It's a good experiment. To a point. It has been a good experiment to a point. It now needs to be ended.
Okay. Well, we're kind of in a critical juncture here, I think, on the planet at the time.
Not much longer.
From your perspective, what do you see about that?
A wave. Like a huge tidal wave just rolling across the entire atmosphere of this planet. And it's just dark dirt, blackness is being blown into space. It's going away. And Earth is shiny. And beams of light are coming out of it. And the Earth is like, ah, I'm here. It's like this big black inky octopus junk was all over it. And no more.
Nice.
No more. Done.